Hey guys, it's Jasper, and in today's video, I will show you exactly what will happen when you log in for 90 days with one business model. That's what I've decided a few years ago. I wanted to go all in with dropshipping, and it changed my life completely. Now I'm making year to date 1.1 million GBP, which is 1.5 million USD on this Google Ads dropshipping store. And in the meantime, we have over 600 members in our Google Ads dropshipping community, Freedom Achievers, where we teach people how to make 1K per day in 90 days with Google Ads dropshipping. This is now the current, but in the past, this was not always the case because when I was 22 years old, I was addicted to gambling and my first debt started to climb up. And I stayed in debt until 2019. So here you guys can see on my student account in 2016 already, this is 9 years ago, I started with my first debt and it went up to 1.5K in 4 years. And the year after, I even got to 11.5K in debt. And then they froze all my assets and they cut down the bank account. The bank literally came to my place, they cut my cards and they froze all the assets. And I was on a payment plan for 4 years. And I was left over with 36 euros per month to spend on my life. The rest went straight back to the bank because the interest rates were insane as well. And in 2016, nobody knew that I had problems. Like literally, if you would see the pictures of me and I'm now my wife, but now back then with my girlfriend, you guys can see like I was smiling. I was just here on Mallorca with her and I was spending money that I did not have because I was leveraging all these kinds of credit cards, my mom's money, my dad's money, and even her money. That's what I was leveraging. And I was still smiling, but nobody knew, even the person that I loved the most did not know that I had problems. And in 2018, I really thought that the gambling online would get me out of troubles because I saw that I needed to make more money. And this was my background of my phone: keep calm and bet to win. And I was doing this crazy stuff. Like here you see on the 18th of December, 2018, 7 years almost ago, I was literally betting on this crazy stuff. I don't even know what this is. Like Inter under 19, Palermo. This is football in the Italian Cup with like guys under 19. And I was gambling like this. Oh, 34 years to win 100. And I thought I was the man. But I can tell you the casino always wins. I even went to Vegas to the casinos thinking that will be a smart move. When I graduated from a university and I got my certificate as a physical therapist, I wanted to go to the US because that's what we told each other. If we graduate, we will go to the US. And stuff went bad there, I can tell you. I had my credit card again with me, and that's where I spent all the money that I actually had. Plus, it was over leveraged, and that's exactly why I went bankrupt. So in 2019, I finally finished my university and got my first real 9 to 5. Look at this. This is young Jasper, guys. This is young Jasper. 6 years ago, thinking that this haircut would make me rich, which will not happen, of course, with my family, with my loved ones. And you guys can see I was proud because I was signing as well the next day my first real 9 to 5 job. I was a physical therapist. I was going to treat patients, neck pain, back pain, knee pain, all these injuries. I was able to conquer the world with this new job because I was finally thinking, yes, now my debt will go away and I can start living freely. Well, the funny thing is I did not have money for a car, so this is my first car, the Nissan Micra 1989. So this one is actually 5 years older than me. It was a terrible car. It cost me 250 euros and one bottle of wine that I needed to give to the guy. And literally this money was all from my wife because I did not have any money. And yet this drove me every day. And the funny thing is I always make the joke that I was entering the house of the patients with back pain already. So I needed to treat the back pain of the patient while I was still in a lot of pain as well because this car was terrible. So then 2019 came around, and that's where the first start of a transformation was happening because I was reading this book, what was recommended by an online seminar that I followed. Read Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill, and you will understand that what you're doing right now is not the way to go. And indeed, something shifted in my mind. I saw the opportunity that I never saw before, which is insane. This is the Dutch translation of Think and Grow Rich, and I think this is still the Holy Bible. If you want to start with personal development, this is one of the easiest books to read first and to understand personal development and what you can achieve. So then I went all in. What I saw online was that a lot of people were doing dropshipping, and I needed to make money aside my 9 to 5 because I was not making enough money with my 9 to 5 to pay back the 11.5K that I was in debt. It was not enough. I was making around 1,500 euros net for the job that I had, but I needed to pay back a lot of money. Plus, I had a rent. Yeah, it was not enough. So I started to Google how to make money aside my 9 to 5 job, and I found Sebastian Gorgi. For all the OGs, you guys probably know him. He's a huge guy back then in the dropshipping space, and of course Jordan Welsh. I even met Jordan Welsh, I think 2 years ago, and he interviewed me on his channel. So if you go to Jordan Welsh channels, and I believe like 1.5 years ago, you guys will see me that he interviewed me, which is like full circle moment, which is crazy. And then the first course that I bought, King Kong, this guy, I forgot now his complete name, but he even died, which is crazy. So rest in peace. But this guy had one of the best YouTube channels and one of the best courses of one product stores. Create one product stores and make your own ads and scale. So that's what I did. I make my own ads, as you guys can see. This was my first ad ever that I made. It's so terrible. The text is Dutch, of course, so you can understand this. But I'm showing just like how you can use it on every crazy place, which is way too funny. So this is what I created. Did not work well. Then of course I started to make one product stores with own content. Here you guys can see the next one. I used my wife with this face cleaner. The store was actually called Face Cleaner. This is the logo. This was my first ever product that I made myself the UGC content for, and the website was called Face Cleaner. And the product is actually really good. I love still this product. My wife still used it. That's the funny thing, and it's beautiful. But I did not know anything about making ads. I thought this would be an amazing ad. But hey, that's actually how I started with this whole thing. And every minute that I had, I was in my ad account. I moved back to my dad's place. This is my dad's place. I could not afford any more the rent, which shit was even going worse. So I was just living at my dad's place, and it's almost that I rescued our dog because I wanted always to have a dog. And I saw this guy popping up on Facebook that his family could not take care of him anymore, and I picked him up. Brown Labrador Diego, and he's still my best friend till this day. Now he's 5 years. Here he's 10 weeks old, and he was just sleeping on my lap while I was in the Facebook Ads Manager. So then the biggest blessing in my life happened, which was COVID, and here is where the 90 days come in, because COVID was a very magical moment actually for me, because I was still in a 9 to 5 as a physical therapist, and I was not able to treat patients because, of course, COVID was happening. It's too much of a danger to have people around you. So what the government decided was to close down all the physical therapist practices for at least 6 weeks. That was the minimum. So no one was allowed to work for 6 weeks, and you needed to stay home. So my boss told me, you need to go home, and yeah, this month there will be no work for you. Then I was like, how the hell do I need to make money then? I decided to take ownership, and I said to myself, let's go all in and try this dropshipping one more time, but now with full focus, with my back to the wall, and now I need to fix it. So these 90 days that we're starting is on the 1st of October and 15th of October 2020, as you guys can see, this is 5 years ago, guys. This is how of an OG dropshipper I am. You guys can see that in that first month, we finally made 50K. That was my first real month, and you guys can see that I started to scale very nicely. It was finally going really well, 4.19% conversion rate. This is the old school Shopify dashboard. Then the month later, as you guys can see, we were doing 67K, which is good. Like, look how beautiful it was. It went. And I even made back then, which was my first thing, this was the 40K month. The 1 month later, this was 18K in profit. And the funny thing is, this is in 1 quarter, I made 40K in profit, and I had this vision board. If I would make 40K in profit, if I would have made that, I would buy a car. And of course, that's what I did. I bought my first Mercedes car. I still drive this car till this day. It has like 120K kilometers already on it. So I drove a lot with this car. It moved me here to Portugal, which is funny, because it's a very emotional car. I cannot get away from it, to be honest. It's a very emotional car for me. And then in 2021, I decided, hey man, I'm not going back to this 9 to 5. No, because in these 90 days, in that quarter, I made 40K in profit. Of course, I bought a car instead of like just saving it up and quit my job and blah, blah, blah. No, I went balls deep, and I quit my 9 to 5 and went all in. And you guys can see, I was crushing it. This says today, I was doing 51K per day on one store, which is insane. And in weekends, I was doing what, like 70K in total, which is insane. Everything went crazy. We went from 200K or 100K, 200K months to literally 700K months to even 1.5 million. That's what we did. Here you guys can see in 3 days, 200K. We were doing 70K per day instantly. I did hit my first 1 million month in May. As you guys can see, this is combined 1 million with just 4 stores in May 2021, which is insane. Think about it, 4 years ago, I was doing already 1 million a month. Of course, I started to enjoy life. Bought my first watch. I still have it here in the closet. I don't wear that one anymore, but I still have it. Very special watch for me, the first Rolex. Of course, I went to Dubai with all these flexing dudes that I met online. I rented this Mercedes GTR Pro, which is the craziest car I ever driven. It's a crazy car. I love it. And then what I noticed is the volatility of Facebook ads dropshipping after, especially the iOS update, was not something that I could deal with. So I switched completely to Google ads dropshipping for more consistency. And as you guys can see, 1.5 million since then. On the other store we did last 90 days, 464K, and it's way more stable, way more consistent, and I don't need to work that much anymore. So in 2024, I made sure that I had a stable income. I got engaged even in Marrakesh, and I bought a beautiful place in Portugal. So we moved from the Netherlands to Portugal 3 years ago, and everything is actually going well in that year. And then I found out that this year, February, do I say this correctly? No, even last year I found out, sorry, that I become a dad in 2025. As you guys can see here. Here you see Diego, by the way. The small Labrador is not a small Labrador anymore. And he was looking at me like, Daddy, what do you have in your hands? And literally just a few months ago, she was born. And here she's sleeping on me this weekend. This was a picture of this weekend because we went to the Netherlands for the first time again to show my family the little one. And she was just lovely sleeping on me. And we had both matching outfits. And of course, now 2026, I have a mission to build the biggest and the best in Google Ads dropshipping community. As you guys can see, we're having over 600 members where we teach people exactly how to transform from Facebook ads and TikTok ads with all this inconsistency to Google Ads, make consistent 1K per day in 90 days using only Google Ads. And the crazy thing is, I know this video goes up here now on Black Friday. We literally have the Black Friday legacy offer live at the moment, and it will be gone literally 1 minute before midnight. So you guys have just a few hours to take action. I know, but I've been spamming you guys already for a longer time that this legacy offer is about to end. We will increase the prices with 75%, literally in just a few hours when you guys see this video. So if you have been on the fence of joining Freedom Achievers, this is your moment, because literally in a few hours, we will unlock the Google Ads Masterclass V2 with all the new up-to-date content, which will be crazy. It will be full of case studies, building a store, getting a misrepresentation on the store and fixing it. We will have multiple live calls. I even go live today as well to announce it, the new content. And in January, so everyone that joins before, I would say, the first week of January, you guys have access to the live sprint as well, where I will go every week live with you, going through the new content and talk about the bottlenecks that you guys face. So this is the biggest update that we have ever done. This is the biggest offer we have ever done. This is why we're increasing prices. There is no fake urgency, no fake scarcity. Literally just in a few hours, this will be gone. First link is in the description. I hope to see you in there, and I wish you the best. See you soon.